Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Night Trucks. We are here at Watkins Glen here tonight for the JHM Paints 110 at the Glen. Honestly, I love the way that rolls off the tongues. Tonight, I am joined up in the booth once again by my good friend Lucas Strayer. How are you doing, Lucas?
Unfortunately, this is not my forte, so I'm very happy to be up in the booth here this week.
Honestly, it is going to be a fantastic race session we have here tonight. Just a few seconds left in qualifying, and Ryan Andrew is sitting up on the pole. Let's go and bring him up just to see how he is going to be doing here tonight. Chris, I see you out there in the chat. It's okay. I think everyone is going to be a bit of a off advantage here. So overall, it is going to be making for a great race night. Let's see, where is our good friend?
Got him.
Oh, you got him? Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Ryan, how are you doing? You're sitting on the pole here at Watkins Glen.
Rolling pretty good. Got a good laugh in. I'm surprised that I beat Alan. I thought that he was going to wipe the field away.
Well, there's our thing for tonight. We have Alan Bacino, a pro driver here tonight, and you did. You beat him. You actually got on pole position just above him by about a tenth of a second, just under. How did you do it? Like, what did you do to make such a fantastic lap here at the Glen?
Well, I've gotten a lot of practice in the official series before, and I was just watching everybody's laps, trying to take notes, and I messed up my second qualifying lap, so it's a good thing that I got my first one down right.
That makes sense, but you did a fantastic job, and what's going to be your strategy here for tonight?
My strategy is to mainly stay out front and stay ahead of the fuel strategy.
All right, makes a lot of sense to me. Lucas.
Yeah, man. Excited to see you out there. Yeah, man. Stick it to Alan. I want to see you take it to. I want to see you stick it to a pro driver. Let's see what you can do out there, man. You're starting on pole. You're looking good. I'm excited to see how this goes. I want to see a Brad K and Marcus Ambrose style fight between you two.
All right, I'll try and make it happen.
Thank you very much for your time,
Thanks.
Ryan. I do appreciate it. Have a good race.
Thank you, guys.
Well, let's go ahead and pop into the race session and see how we are doing here at Watkins Glen. Like I said, this is going to be the JHM Paints 110 at the Glen, so if you want to get some fantastic iRacing photos done, or just anything you want to follow there for Jacob McMillan, especially his trading paints, which you can search on trading paints at Jacob McMillan. Go make sure you follow at Instagram at JHM Racing, and that's a capital JHM and a capital R Racing 21. Make sure you go ahead and join that so you can see a fantastic one of our good friends out here. Well, with that, let's go and run through our poll. Not just our poll, our entire grid. So on pole position, on the front row, we have Ryan Andrew there with a 1:13.9. That is a fast lap here at the Glen. And then on the outside is going to be Alan Bacino. Then in the second row, inside lane, is going to be Alex Fox. And then on his outside is going to be Jacob McMillan. Row number 3, inside lane, is going to be Brandon Fiedler. And then on his outside is going to be Sean Howell. Alex Bell brings up 7th position with Derek Stanley alongside. Row number 5 is going to be the 9th position of Brett Murphy, and on his outside is going to be Jeremy Jones. Row number 6 in 11th is going to be Andrew Nichols, and then Chris Pierce in this first start is going to be there in 12th. In row number 7 in the inside lane is going to be Ben McDonald, and on his outside, Mitchell Muma. Then in 8th row, we have Lucas J, who's up here in the booth with me, who is not racing.
Hello.
Alex Forget Berube is going to be starting at the rear of the field. So this is going to be the first start for a couple guys out there in the field. Brandon Fiedler making his first start in the number 39 Toyota Tundra. Alan Bacino in his first start in the 04 Toyota Tundra. And Chris Pierce in the number 25 Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Alan can do tonight. I mean, like he's like me. He's stuck with the pro driver rule where you can only get one start. Unfortunately, my one start was at Nashville, and I finished second to last, which had a bad strategy, but Alan's been talking about this all season. He's really excited for this opportunity, and not to mention, he brought the Pikachu truck. I mean, you cannot hate this truck. It's the best truck. I run an exact same version of this truck during Vega week, but it's an incredible truck, and I can't wait to see him race like that. And also, can't leave out Chris Pierce. That man is a road course specialist. He's also hyped for this. I mean, we got our road ringers out today. We're going back to old NASCAR style with these road ringer races.
Absolutely we are. It's going to be exciting to see what everyone can do out here at the Glen. We got 7 corners with a 2.45 mile track. This historic racetrack opened up in 1956, and I was here for the Cup race. So I'm excited to see what kind of action we're going to get here on the iRacing service.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though it's so close to my home, I haven't had a chance to get up here. Been a fan of these races, watching on TV a lot throughout, and I'm hoping to see the same kind of excitement. I mean, after what we had in Martinsville, I'm ready to call whatever they give us today.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we're watching the pace car now as our leaders head into turn number 6. Like I said before, 7 turns. As we head into turn number 6 here, it looks like they are taking their time as well. Actually, in iRacing, it's a little bit more open than it is in real life. There's a lot more trees near there. You can't really see it from the front grandstands. But with that, we're now entering up to the pit lane, and the pace car goes down, just about entering it. The pace car is weird. And there it is. The pace car is off. We head down through the front stretch, and green flag, and away we go here at Watkins Glen International for our first lap. RV leaders off to a fantastic start, and into the wall. Oh man, that is going to be the number 39 of Brandon Fiedler. I think he spun his tires, and that is going to be our first caution. Oof.
Oh, to me, it looks like Alex Bell kind of got into him a little bit. I think, oh, there it was. Brandon Fiedler kind of, he braked a little early. Bell got him into the back, and just around he went.
We'll go ahead and replay that so we can get a bit better of a view just to see what quite happened. Man, unfortunate. I hate to see it so early on.
Also involved in that wreck are unlucky again. Jeremy Jones with most damage out of that besides Brandon. Just, my man cannot catch a break.
I swear, it's every week, man. I feel bad for him. Yeah, I think you're right. It looks like Alex Bell definitely did get into him just a little bit. I wonder if he's slow on the restart or Alex Bell's just being real impatient.
I think with, like, you could kind of see there, they were starting to fan out a little bit. I think Brandon Fell was trying to, like, be a little careful. I don't know. I mean, I'm the same way. When I get into these corners, I brake a little early. I don't think Bell was ready for that, but it's lap 1. We got to be careful.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. It being the first lap, it's the most important time. Everyone talks about turn 1 death, and that was before the turn. So, honestly, that is rough to see here at Watkins Glen. What is this? 2 weeks in a row now? No, 3. Turn 1 incidents. Currently not very good on the track record there. So your racers head up through the S's there under caution. Lap number 2 of 45. It's going to be lap number 15 that we are going to have our stage yellow.
Yeah, tough break for these guys, but I mean, we got that fast pair for a reason, but at a road course, you really don't want to use that.
Definitely not. And one of the things I was seeing a little bit in practice earlier on, and one thing I did advise everybody, if they were listening a while ago, is you have to be careful of the off-throttle oversteer through the carousel there as we're watching Ryan Andrew go through there. If you let off the gas at just the wrong time, leaving the bus stop, you're going to go around. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle it.
Yeah, I know. When I was testing out the car before the race, it's just a weight shift. Like, that's one cool thing that iRacing does have, is it does really well with the whole weight shift kind of thing, that if you brake too much, but like, and the weight shifts to one side or the other, your car is going to swing that way like crazy, but it takes a lot of skill to try to get through this. But like, that's what makes some of these people skilled road racers. They understand that whole concept. They understand what everything they have to do. And it makes them just way better than a lot of these other guys who haven't learned that yet.
Absolutely. Now that we do have some time, let's go and bring up somebody from the field. I want you to take your pick.
Let's bring up Jake McMillan.
Sure.
Find him.
With the number 21 truck there. Jacob McMillan, good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Currently, I'm doing all right. It's already off to an interesting start, but you're running in 3rd position right now here at the Glen. How does that feel?
It's a great feeling. I'm prepping for this restart. I'm glad I'm now on the inside so I can see the corner. I think I'm in a good position for this restart.
Absolutely. How does the truck feel tonight?
Truck feels great. It's got good power and it's very, very stable.
Awesome. That is the things that we like to hear. You're running up front. Do you think you can even win this race? Your own race?
It'll certainly be a challenge, but I think I can make a run for it.
Awesome. That's going to be fantastic to see. Lucas.
Jake, I just gotta know, like, these races, like, is this a race that you, like, had circled on your schedule? Because seeing that lap time out of you, I was not expecting that. I'm excited. I want to see you up there racing for the win today, but, like, is this a race that you've been having circled all year, you've been looking forward to it, or is just an average race for you?
As soon as the schedule came out, this was the first track I was looking for. It's a home track for me. I'm not far down the road, and I'm a road course guy. I really like turning left and right.
That makes a lot of sense to me. I think you're going to be in a fantastic spot here tonight to put on a great show for everybody. Is there anyone you want to thank for a great race car you have here tonight?
I want to thank my family at home, full of Scott Pruitt there, and follow JHM Paints on Trading Paints. It's my name in the league there. And follow me on Instagram. It's the link on the back of my truck.
And there it is. Perfect timing. Well, don't worry. We'll be promoting you quite enough there, Jake. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good race. We wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. Thank you. You good luck up here too.
All right.
Well, that's some TV magic right there. Right as he said that, just perfectly pan the camera right to it.
Absolutely. I swear, it's almost like I planned that. Definitely, 100%.
This is why Noah's the pro for us guys, and I'm still learning.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I mean, you know, bumpy first start, but it looks like everyone's lined back up. We're gonna try it again. I mean, I don't know, it looks like, did Ryan Andrews pit during that? Because I'm not seeing him near the front right now.
He's up at the front. He jumped ahead of the
he
jumped. Yeah, he's super far ahead of the base car for some reason.
He's caught me off guard right there.
You know, I think these issues we keep seeing on lap number 1. This is a really sobering moment for everybody. I think that's the biggest thing about them is, you know, everyone gets, you know, really all hyped up to start racing on lap number 1. They all want to go. But then you realize you have a whole field of, 14 guys right behind you or all around you. They want to go too. So you got to be careful on those restarts and make sure that you don't get anybody in trouble, because it'll just lead to yourself having problems.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing with patience. Like, we get this at the ovals too. I think everyone just gets really hyped for these races, ready to go, and then right when they wreck, everyone realizes they got to tone it down. Like, they're hyped to 11 for these races, and they got to realize they need that at the end. They can't be doing that right at the start.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we just rounded turn number 6. As we go through turn number 7 now, the pace car going to be pulling off in just a moment there. It likes to get it at a weird time to mess me up. It's going to be pulling off there, of course, right behind the trees, and we are down the front stretch, and green flag, and away we go. Ryan Andrew, definitely a little bit fast on that restart there, but we are a lot cleaner there heading into turn number 1. This 90-degree right-hander that is a little bit banked, it is known for causing problems, and can they do it? They do! A little bit of the NASCAR line we're seeing out of some of our guys there. Alex Bell, that is going to be a spin far back. I think that is Brett Murphy there in the number 64, spun around. As they head through the S's now, we're seeing everybody able to hold on to it real well. Alex Fox there running in a good speed, and it looks like Alex Bell there just passed Andrew Nichols for a position heading down the backstretch.
Yeah, I mean, you can clearly see right there that Ryan Andrews and Alan Ballacchino are already trying to gap the field. I think they want to try to settle this between themselves. I think Jake right now is just trying to keep up as much as we... actually, Alex Fox and Jake are both trying to keep up as much as they can, but right away, we are already seeing a league of their own between the two. Oh, we have another car spin off, and Bell has crashed at the end of the carousel.
Honestly, like I said, we're going to see tons of crashes. I feel like right there. It is the perfect point where the weight balance will get you, where the curb will get you. There's just so much that can go wrong there, so it's not surprising to see. You know, especially out of someone like who Alex Bell can be an aggressive driver, but, you know, he's fast.
And that's the thing, these road courses are just throwing people off. Alex Bell is a 5K plus I rating, but that's rookie mistake right away, right? His first full lap, but like, we're gonna see these out there. No one's really prepared for these road races except these road specialists, which are ready to put on a show for us.
I would definitely say so, as we're now watching an intense battle for the lead. We almost saw Alan Ballagino there pass by Ryan Andrew through turn number 1 and just off the exit of it. These guys are going to be racing hard all night, I do have a feeling about as we see them now battling down the backstretch. And we see Valentino there right in the draft. They are not going to get off of each other. That is for sure. And that just shows how much speed they have in there, as it looks like Valentino's having a little bit of trouble there with the curbs. But you can use those curbs for speed too. So he clearly knows something that we don't. But he's right on that tail of that number 8 Silverado.
This right now is some incredible racing. I mean, just looking at the skill these both drivers have, these guys are taking these corners as fast as possible, and it looks like it's a cakewalk for them. Who knows what's going on for them? While everyone else is just trying to hang on, while these guys make it look like it's an easy street out there.
A little bit like that, that's for sure. But honestly, the thing I'm seeing between these guys is the intensity of the situation. I mean, you can see it. I mean, I've done road racing. You have obviously done it too there, Strayer. Going into some of these turns and you have somebody right there, only a foot in front of you, it is terrifying having to brake at exactly the right moment so you don't slam into the rear of them around every single turn. I mean, it's only 7 turns here at Watkins Glen, but that changes nothing. This is a long enough racetrack, and it will be scary seeing these guys, especially if these are stock cars. These things don't like to turn.
Plus, the thing is, Ryan Andrews, like, give credit where it's due. That right now in his position, having the pro driver in the series right behind him, and giving him as much pressure as possible. He's not wheel hopping. He's as cool as can be. He is handling everything perfectly, and he's driving a perfect race right now. Like, this is insane what he can do right now, and I am loving it. I hope he can keep it up right now, but he looks as cool as Kimi Räikkönen right now.
Absolutely, he does. Popping back a little bit further in our field, we're going to see right now Chris Pierce there in the number 25 Toyota Tundra. He's actually our biggest mover right now. He was very far towards the rear. I don't think he looks like we're having a little connection issues there. Although a sudden able to jump up into 6th, so I think he's got to hold on to this thing. I know that this is his, one of his first races there in the trucks. He just got them the other day.
He just bought the truck, and he's running in 6th. That is amazing. This just shows the skill that, like, if you are a road racer, you can pick this up and go. Like, you would hear about those back in the old NASCAR days where they would call a Boris Said or Ron Fellows. All these people that would just no road skill, put him in a cup car or a stock car of any kind, and they would do well. And Chris Pierce right now is showing it. Like, if he just bought the truck right front, he's running 6th in this league, which we've shown is a very competitive league. I think he's going to be up there and racing against Ryan Andrews and Alan Valentino as soon as he gets a caution to reset the field.
Absolutely. Another person that's doing real well right now has to be Alex Fox, able to hold on to that 3rd position, able to get by McMillan. He is running a great race right now, able to keep a very consistent pace. He's been staying within a margin of our leaders. He's doing a great job of keeping this thing steady.
I mean, he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, Alex Fox is just an all-around great racer. I wish he could get out like a little bit more and do more of these races, because he is a fantastic racer. But I know with his work schedule, he can't show up as much as he can. But when he shows up, he's a fight for the win, no matter where we're at. And running in 3rd right now is showing it right now.
Absolutely, and something tells me that you guys are going to want to pop over to Instagram a little bit later and check out JHM Racing 21, so you can see some fantastic iRacing photos I'm sure that are going to be coming out of this race. And I want to thank Jacob McMillan once again for sponsoring this race.
I mean, the man can make some mean paint schemes. I love him. I was in a league with him. We ran throwback team. He made me a Hudson Hornet throwback. We were actually teammates there. We called ourselves the Fabulous Hudson Hornets in the race. But he knows how to make some good paint schemes. Check him out on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you can find him on. Hit him up. He will make you a paint scheme that you'll be proud to wear.
Absolutely. Popping a little bit further back in our field, let's go check in on Alex Berube there in the number 19 Toyota Tundra. He's doing okay keeping this thing together.
I think he still has a little bit of damage from that first wreck. I know he got a tiny bit of damage, but I think he's just trying right now to survive, try to get to the pit road where he can possibly repair the rest of his damage. But
yeah, sometimes that's just the game
job.
plan. You got to like hold on to it the best you can, and that's what happens when you have a big schedule like ours here at TNT. It's just you got a whole bunch of races. You got to make sure you make every single one if you want to be a fight for the championship, even if you're not a fight for the win. Every race is off the grass there. So well, he's trying to take the real life Watkins Glen route.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's some people probably wanting to do the boot, but unfortunately, trying to do the stock car route, we got to do the stock car racing. But everyone who really races this track knows the boot's the fun way to go.
Oh, it absolutely is. Honestly, going around the boot, I don't know if you've ever done it. You haven't done it in real life, have you, Strayer?
I haven't. I haven't even been to New York. I need to travel over there.
You need to get up here, man. It's fun sometimes. Going around the boot, though, is fantastic, and it's quite an experience. You don't realize how heavily banked it is looks like Brett Murphy's got that thing under control just there. But one thing that iRacing does not really show us that much, and I shouldn't even say just iRacing, anywhere really doesn't show us too much, is how steep the banking is here across the track. It is incredibly steep just everywhere. It doesn't even look at sometimes, but it just goes. And right now we're seeing another Battlefield lead starting to really get there as that gap is getting close. And Alan Ballacchino diving down, trying to get through. He's going to have that outside lane here coming to turn 6.
Oh, he's going to send it. I know it. He's going to send it on the outside. He's going to try to make it stick. Oh, this is incredible fighting between these guys. These guys have to do everything from throttle control, brake management, weight shifting. This is all they almost.
A little bit of collision there.
Oh.
Turn number 7, they go
Man.
around now down the front stretch. But Chino's got the position. He's got Ryan Andrew right on his tail, though.
Oh, Ryan tried to give him a bump out of there. I don't think Ryan's been so happy with how close they are. They ran 2 seconds slower that lap than they have any previous lap. They are fighting each other, and I think this is going to bring Fox right up to them soon enough.
It absolutely will. We can see that time dropping between them and Fox, but this is also showing the intensity of these battles, just how big they get. You know, we saw that little bit of a bump, and, you know, sometimes, I hate to say it, but the iRacing simulation service does provide a little bit of a ricochet effect whenever you touch somebody. You just bounce off, but able to handle that as they tap side by side through one of the most, you know, weight shift balancing parts of the course there between 6 and 7, able to hold on to it and still fight for the lead. That is incredible out of these two.
Oh, this isn't over. I'm hearing the voice chat. They're a little angry about how they treat each other there at the last, off turn 7. And this isn't over. If they get back to each other, we're going to see some bumping between each other from now on.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not surprised. These two have definitely been aggressive so far from what we've seen. I mean, Ballacchino has been on the rear end of Andrew the entire time up until now before he got the position. And it's not too long until stage. So even though Alan Ballacchino cannot go for the championship due to his pro racing status, he's still going to make the best run he can.
Well, that's the thing that people love to see in these things. It's kind of like when you see the Cup drivers drop down to the Xfinity Series. If you're an Xfinity Series driver and you beat the Cup drivers, that's an accomplishment. So Ryan Andrews right now, even though he's looking at the back of a Pikachu, he sees right there, he sees that pro-level driver. He sees that pro status right there. He sees that is Nexus right there. He can beat him. He can say he beat a pro Nexus driver.
Absolutely. Now, I think it's about time that we hopped in on the inside there of Ryan Andrew and see what he's doing to keep this thing going around the circuit. I am fascinated to see what he can do.
The one thing that doesn't show is I want to see that throttle and brake input, because that's where you get to see it. The way they control the throttle of this is how all these road racers are able to gain so much time while hanging on. And look at that. He's sawing the wheel everywhere. He's driving as hard as he can right now because he doesn't want to let Alan get away. And he's fighting it, but it's incredible. Even with all that, he's running 114s, which most of the field can't even come close to.
It just shows the skill that they have behind the wheel. They are absolutely going, and it looks like Andrew's been able to close up a little bit this lap, getting closer to Ballacchino there. As you can see, it all depends on the entry exit there as we run by to right where I was sitting here not too long ago.
That's the thing with these road racers, they...
Oh, no, look at the tires, he's got it, he's got it. He held on to it, he's going to lose a little bit of time though.
Oh, the wheel hop, there it is. We haven't seen it yet today, but that wheel hop, as soon as you lock it up a little too much, the wheels start hopping and you start spinning, but he was able to hold on to it. That is incredible driving by him right there. That while his car is complete, just hopping over the pavement without any control, he was able to get back on, get on the gas, straighten out, and keep going, maybe only losing about half a second to a second.
Definitely 100% impressive. We pop back a little bit to see Alex Fox there. Number 31, he's definitely closed up now. We've seen that gap almost go up to 5 seconds before, and it's down to 3.5. We're going to see if he's going to be able to close it up a little bit more after the mistake we just saw out of Andrew, or if he's just going to have a little bit more speed to catch up. But we also pop back to see Sean Howell running in 4th, leading McMillan and Pierce around the carousel.
Yeah, Sean earlier messaged that his pedals broke. I think he was able to fix it up, and he ran a Talladega lobby with buttons on a controller. I don't think he's on a controller right now, but just... He's not known for road racing, but he is running incredible. He takes a little bit to learn a track, but once he learns the track, he's hard to beat. And I'm pretty sure right now he's trying his best to get away from Jake, but I think Jake's going to get back to him by the end of this stage.
Definitely, and I'm sure right now Jacob's thinking from that inside cockpit that he wants to be on Instagram telling people that he's doing real well right now. But sometimes it's, you really shouldn't text and drive, especially when you're racing.
He's got that social media manager letting everyone know and send updates during the race, just like all the pro drivers do.
Absolutely. As we see Chris Pierce there a little bit further back, starting to catch up just a bit. Got a lapped car in between them of Brandon Fiedler in his first start. Unfortunate incident he had on the first lap there for Equipment Geek Racing. He'll come back to it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys right now, like, they're just trying to, like, understand the track. I know all these guys had some practices, but sometimes you just got to do a couple laps just to see, like, feel out your truck, see how everything is. I think after this this end of stage at end of lap 15, I think we're going to start seeing these guys turning the aggression a little bit up. I know they're still going to have to make one pit stop in there, but everyone's going to understand how well they can drive the car, like what their limits are. It's definitely going to bring up the intensity a little bit.
Absolutely. Pop forward just a little bit. We're going to pop back to McMillan up here. It looks like he's closing up on Howell just a little bit there as they round turn number 7. One of our closest gaps there as we see Fiedler about to pass him. He's pushing on that rear bumper.
I mean, Jake's got to do the smart move right now. Jake's is able to get stage points right now. He's in the 1-point stage right now. He doesn't need to be fighting him. He just needs to let him go. He only has to survive one more lap. He doesn't need to have the risk of him and Fiedler getting together and then losing all that track position he has, including the stage point. Like, you think back to Robbie Gordon and Kevin Harvick, just let him go. Just let him go. You don't need to fight him.
I will say I do appreciate your consistent NASCAR references, even if I don't even get them sometimes, but I think I know which one you're talking about here.
Sonoma 2000. And 1.
2001. Okay.
I
Rounding the carousel
remember
there.
Harvick didn't race in 2000.
Honestly, it's a great field of trucks we have here tonight. 15 guys out on track. Currently running towards the rear. We have the number 30 of Michelin Luma, unfortunately caught up in that lap 1 incident. We're going to see a lot of these guys as soon as we head into our stage, which will not be too long from now. Get back into a bit better of a position so they can recover.
Well, as they're coming in the line, the stage is about to come out. Alan Ballacino won the first stage, followed up by Ryan Andrews.
Completion. Oh, I thought
Alex
it was completion
Fox,
lap 15. Not.
Sean Howell, and Jake McMillan did secure that last and final stage point. So
He absolutely did.
yeah, like I said, everyone's starting to understand their cars. Everyone's starting to understand what they need to do, and like we're gonna see a great fight out of these guys. And everyone's starting to understand that they need to go to JHM Racing 21 on Instagram.
Good sponsor plug there at the end. Oh, gotta love it. Well, let's go and bring up our stage winner here, Alan Ballacino, and see how he's been able to do it, hold on to that Toyota Tundra here in his first start and just put on a dominant show.
Having trouble dragging him, unfortunately. Come on, dude.
There we go. Alan, it is Noah and Lucas up in this booth. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You just got yourself a stage win here with TNT. This is going to be your first start, is it not?
Yeah, it is. I believe so. I haven't raced here before. So yeah, first start.
You've had an incredible battle there between you and Ryan Andrew. How have you been able to hold on to it this entire time? You were pressuring him for lap after lap before you got the position.
Just saving the tires, not burning them up. Just, trying to be conservative around here. That's all you can really do. Burn the tires.
You're being conservative out there. You're driving lap times I don't think anyone can even touch, and that's conservative. When are we going to see the dial turn up to 10 out there? We're going to see the real driving.
Never, because you can't do it on this tire.
Well, I mean, you got to appreciate the honesty, I guess.
Oh, that's great. We've been enjoying the battle. How's the fight been with Ryan? Have you been just following him, trying to see where he messes up, or are you just
I felt like I was quicker in a few spots. I don't know what happened back there. I don't know what your guys' call was when I passed him there. Was that a racing deal, or what do you guys think?
Oh, that was definitely a racing deal. It didn't look like either of you really intended to get to each other. You're just hard racing going into 6 and 7.
Okay, I was wondering. It felt weird. I'm like, wait, why am I almost getting hooked up here?
Well, just keep in mind, we're not race control, so.
I know. I know. But other than that, yeah, it's been a pretty good time out here. Just, getting used to the track and everything. I'm having fun.
Awesome. Well, that's good. Thank you very much for your time, Alan. I do appreciate it. Is there anyone to thank over home before we let you go?
Shoot. I'd like to thank the guys at Nexus, but they're not here right now, so I don't really have anybody.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Alan. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Alan. The man's honest. I love it.
Hey, sometimes that's how you have to do it. You know, you can say whatever you like sometimes, and it's the honesty that keeps us fast. You know, I think that's how it works. If you like to just say you can go and you can't, well.
I mean, maybe that's a secret that I've been missing. I'm trying every lap to do as hard as I can, like an F3 car. Maybe the secret is the less you drive it, the faster you go. Maybe I need to try some laps after this race.
Maybe. Hey, just something to try out. Oh, looks like these guys are getting rather close there under caution. Looks like they got it handled, though, as they're going to be getting themselves unlapped and just around. Chris Pierce leading the field along with Andrew Nichols there up front right now. I think they pitted right before the caution came out.
They did? Oh, wow. That's so... In TNT, we don't have that rule. We don't have that rule where, like, the pits are closed a lap or two before the thing. So if these people timed it right, then that is some great strategy to get up front. Let's see. We'll see how it works out, but I do know there's a couple people who've done that at, like, Talladega, but I haven't seen that at a road course yet done by anyone.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lap sense bit there, thanks to our board, courtesy of Pierce Graphics. We can see that Andrew Nichols there, he pit 3 laps before, so that's definitely on 15. 16 there for Chris Pierce, but that might just be a, difference between his end and our end. And then Alex Bell, 5 laps before caution. These guys pit right before the stage.
I mean, you got to do something to get up there. I mean, we've seen that Ryan Andrews and Alan Ballacino have been able just to drive away from this field, so some interesting strategy to get some track position. We're going to have to see how long these guys can hold it, and if they were just kind of riding around in the first half, and now they're going to really try to challenge everything in the second half.
Yeah, one of our guys up here, Alex Bell, previous race winner here, started in 7th, is up to 2nd position there in that number 15 truck. He's doing real well for himself right now.
I mean, we saw earlier that spin out where he had that crash at the end of the carousel. I mean, it looks like his car is repaired. It looks like he's good to go. I mean, it worked out for him. He fell back, did the strategy, got back up there. He's back in this race.
Yeah, definitely. And that just shows the skill these guys have behind the wheel, to really see where they've messed up before and where to improve. And it shows the, kind of skill that allows us to have a, over at least 2K I-rating drivers in here. That's the minimum for most of it, and the average is around, what, 2.9, something like that?
Oh, it's got to be higher than that, especially when you have people like Brandon Hoff coming into these races at 6K, myself at a 45, Alan over 5K, Bell over 5K. Like, a lot of these guys are high 3s to 4 I-rating. I think it's got to be at least average of 3K, maybe even higher.
Definitely have to take a look at that because these guys are definitely full of speed between them all. But this is our road course, this is not the oval. So the I ratings and all the safety ratings and everything else are just a wee bit different here at a place like Watkins Glen, because these guys are not used to this for some of them. And others, like we've seen out of Jacob McMillan, like we've seen out of Alan Ballacino, like we've seen out of Ryan Andrew. I can't even say Ryan Andrew. He's amazing on the oval we've seen too. Clearly these guys have a lot of speed in them, no matter where they're from.
We're going to need to pull the averages of the road I-rating in these drivers and see what that is.
Yeah, I'm taking a wee bit of a peek, and it's not too good.
Oh no, I think mine's below the starting. Was it the starting is 1250? I think I'm below that.
Hey, oval racing is our specialty here with TNT. It's the Tuesday Night Truck League here with the trucks of NASCAR. It's not the Formula 3 series.
Hey, Formula 3s are fun. I'll give them that. I'm glad they brought the fixed series back to these things. I'm glad that there's opportunity to get into road more often now that you don't need a setup in every league. But it's a good thing about TNT. We give you the setups. They're fixed setups. Everyone's equal. Go run out and do whatever you can do to try to win the race. You're on equal ground with everybody else.
Absolutely. That's honestly the best part about stock car racing in my mind. It's just the amount of skill that it takes to be behind the wheel, especially on a platform like iRacing, where it really is a spec series. All the trucks are exactly the same. I think there's like very slight aerodynamic properties between them that are very, minimally different. But that just comes like to damage model, really. But now, as we see our field rounding turn number 6, well, rounding now, turn number 6 there with the Porsche iRacing pace car up in front. Thank you to iRacing.com Motorsport Simulations for giving us a great platform to have these competitive races on. As we head now through turn number 7, the pace car about to pull off, and of course the weird spot underneath the sprint bridge, which has changed to Ally, as last I remember. As we head down the front stretch, and green flag, and away we go here at Watkins Glen for JHM Bates. 110 at the Glen. These guys are already feisty again. I'm seeing right now Ryan Andrew pushing there on the back of Balacino. They enter 3 wide into turn number 1.
What a move by Alan Balacino. We have a spinner, but I cannot believe it. He was on the outside, cut down in the perfect thing, filled the gap, made it 3 wide. That is the pro of that is the pro driving right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the skill that Alan brings. But with all that happening, they let Bell get away, and we know how fast Bell is. That's a problem for a lot of these drivers.
Yeah, and it looks like we're seeing Jacob McMillan right now with some heavy damage. He's smoking pretty bad, and Alex Fox was the real unfortunate one off of that spin. He just got, unintentionally collected and sent to the rear on that one. But Jacob McMillan there in the number 21 truck, he is smoking bad. He's going to have to come into this pits real soon, otherwise he's going to have a blow up.
I think he was the unlucky fortune of running into Fox as he was spinning out. Just tough break for Jake. I know this is his home race, sponsored race. He has that fast track. He's not out of this yet. He needs just a caution. He's back in this.
He definitely does, and it being Watkins Glen, a caution could come at any time. It's one of those things you just never know because it's a road course, and these guys are very competitive, and everybody likes to race each other very hard, especially when everyone's on a much more equal ground, except for guys you have like Alan Balacino, who are currently closing the gap up to Alex Bell, who got away off that start.
Bell is doing an incredible job. He was 3 wide for first and was able to gap over a second by the end of the S's. I think Bell's been hiding his true speed this week, and I think he's been just waiting for that chance to get up to the front. He now has that clean air. He's controlling the race. It's now up to Balacino to chase him down, but Bell, he's doing a fantastic job for what he's got right now.
Absolutely, especially with a damaged truck like that. He got it repaired after, I think, the first wreck he was involved in, and then the collision he had before the caution came out while before here leaving the carousel. He's got this thing under control right now, but it looks like Balacino there is right up on him. He's been able to close almost a second gap within half of the race, and there he goes. He dives on down to the inside. Can he make it throughout the turn?
Oh, they're going to be real tight now. I think Bell's going to give him a little bit of space, but just there's the skill of Allen. Oh, he's not done yet. Oh, Bell threw up a little bit of a fight there at the end, but now the important thing is, with Allen now leading, Ryan has to get by Bell as quick as possible. He cannot let Allen escape. He needs to get back up there and fight with Allen, or Allen's just going to run with this. As Ryan dives heavily, look at that slide as he went into that corner. That man was four-wheel sliding into that corner, and I think he still made up ground on everybody. This man has a ton of skill, and he is showing it in every corner throughout this entire race. I've been very impressed with everything he's been able to do, and including how skillful he's on oval. This man is a complete package, and he's showing it today.
Absolutely. I think we're going to see, that is going to be Ryan Andrew overshooting the bus stop. He's going to get a big old penalty for that one.
The commentator's curse.
Oh, every single time. It happens. It happens to somebody. It's a promise. It happens at least once a race. He's going to have to slow down for that one. You can see how much slower he is having to be so that he doesn't get penalized. I think he's going to bleed it off the next little bit, which is a very smart strategy to go. As we see Chris Pierce there trying to battle for position between a lot of these guys. Sean Howell and who's that in front of him? Andrew Nichols. Yeah, Chris trying to get through. But, one of the... Oh, and no! He's going. I'm starting to think that a little bit further forward, I think Ryan's going to look back not only on the stream but his own recording and be, okay, where do I need to improve on my road racing? And that's the thing that makes these racers the best, is some of them can really look back and look objectively at, okay, I'm good, but I could be better. Where can I improve? And that even comes out of the best. The best will look back, even if they win every race. They'll look back, where can I improve to gain a 10th anytime they can? And I think that's what we're going to see Ryan do. And next time we come back to a road course, he is going to dominate once again.
I'm not counting out now. Those slides like that make you madder than a hornet, and we're about to see probably some purple lap times here. Even though NASCAR doesn't have purple lap times, we're about to see some fast laps out of him, because when you're driving mad, it doesn't matter how bad your car is handling, how bad you're driving. you gain 10, you drop 10th off your lap time, and you will run the fastest laps you can run.
That is absolutely true. Oh, we're seeing a bit of a slide there out of Andrew Nichols. He's able to hold on to it, stays down to the bottom. Does not want to get anybody in trouble. Looks like he just had a little bit of wheel spin there off the exit of the carousel. That makes sense. That's a big transition in banking. But it looks like these guys are really well holding it together, especially Sean Hell, who's now running in third after that slip up between them. Nichols diving down to the bottom so he doesn't get too much in the way anymore as he's riding those curves. He needs to cool it just a little bit there. He's driving it very hard. But Howell there on 11-year-old pedals, is it not?
11-year-old pedals, the Driving Force GT, I think it is, from 2009 to 2010. I think so. That's the wheel setup. I believe so, but that's the impressive thing with Sean. He's running on probably the oldest setup you can race. Like, everyone jokes about having the G27 launch ticket old pedals. I think Sean's are older than that. And we see this man put on so much skilled races each week. I kind of want to start a GoFundMe to get him some real pedals. So I think his racecraft is going to improve heavily.
I mean, it has to, especially as he won. Especially as he won the season championship last season. Come on, he's got to have a lot of speed built up in there somewhere. So if he can get it out through those crappy old, wheels and pedals, I can only imagine what he can do on a top-of-the-line setup.
I want to see him with force feedback. I don't think his thing has force feedback even.
No.
I know Ben's driving without force feedback too. There's some drivers out here that drive fast with little to no input, and it's just what they visually see, not what they can feel physically.
That's someone we haven't talked a lot about today. Here is Ben McDonald. He's been kind of like running here in the back, not, making too much of an appearance out of anything. This man is running on 0 force feedback and is actually doing pretty good for himself. I mean, road course, you need the force feedback to feel what your tires are doing. Oval, you can get away with it, but even then it's difficult. And Ben does a great job each week of, with no force feedback, putting on a great show. Running for the leads there, usually in the short runs, but being able to hold on to yourself, even at a road course, not being a lap down, that's good.
I mean, that's the kind of race you want at a road course. If you're not one of those drivers that can get the win and you're just kind of average, that's kind of the best race you can have. You're not on the highlight reel. You're not in the picture a lot, but you still get that top 10. You can basically go home and say, there's no scratches on the truck. There's nothing. I didn't cause any issues, didn't get it to anyone that may want to cause issues later. I stayed on the track and I got my finish.
Definitely. It's just a way to play the game. I was talking about that a little bit earlier with Berube here, the number 13 Maxi Toyota Tundra, is that what it is? Yes. He's kind of running a race where he's usually up front a little bit more, but he's kind of running to the back, but he's going to get those points. He's going to finish out the race, and he's going to do what he needs to. And it's just what you have to do sometimes, especially if you want to be a real contender. We see that in real life NASCAR, too. Some of the guys that are up front every single week, for the ovals, you see them at the road courses, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, I used to love in those old NASCAR games when they would rate each driver and give an A through D rank on how they do. And it was always funny seeing some like the most favorite drivers you'd see have A ranks at like short tracks, short tracks, 1.5 intermediate tracks, super speedways, and then you see road and it's just a C right there. And you know that they have the ovals down, but they just could not get the road. But that's the thing that we don't see much in NASCAR anymore. A lot of these drivers coming up have to be good at road too. They can't just be that one driver who can do all ovals with 6 roads now on the schedule for real life. These guys got to have the road skill too, which you've seen with Chase Elliott. We see him as a great oval racer, but on road courses, he's just unstoppable.
Definitely. That was something I got to see in real life, though. Was Chase Elliott's recovery he had to get that second place finish he got. He got sent back to the rear after a blown tire. Watching him just shoot by and go into turn number 1, his braking points were so much later than anyone else's. That is the scary stuff to see. You see all the other cars, throughout the field braking at, let's see where Sean brakes here. It'll be roughly about the same. About right there. Chase Elliott would be braking way after that, and how he does it to get around the corners, I don't know. But that's the kind of stuff that we're seeing right now out of Alan Ballagino, too. Running here up at the front, the gap he's able to put on, he's got a 4 and almost a half second gap to Alex Bell behind. That is insane out of Alan Ballagino.
Well, that's the thing they talked about heavily when, I think it was Grosjean went to IndyCar. He was so quick in that Dale Coyne Rick Ware car because he was able to brake so much later. But that's just the skill you gain from wherever you race. Like, that's the thing that Alan and Ryan probably have. They're able to brake just that little bit later, get on the gas that little bit earlier. That's where a lot of their speed is coming from. They're able to brake later. They're able to get on the gas earlier, which we saw with Grosjean when he came to IndyCar. Everyone was talking about him just braking so late. No one could understand how he was braking that late, but that's the skills he learned in F1 that he brought to IndyCar, and that's the skill that Alan and Andrew probably learned racing GTE, GT3 cars, Formula 3, maybe even the Dallara IR18. That's what they've learned, and they brought to these races, and they're just showing their skill here that it can transfer over even in these big, chunky stock cars.
Absolutely. And you know what? I've just been thinking about this a little bit. Is if we're ever going to have a highlight reel of the best recoveries we're going to get throughout TNT, this has to be on the top 10 list towards the front. Ryan Andrew sent back into 8th place after an unfortunate spin and just, really bad luck with curbs and penalties and just not doing so hot. He's back up to 3rd. He's been able to close up that gap, and he's already gaining on Alex Bell as the caution flag comes out here at Watkins Glen.
Oh no, that was Alex Berube overshot a corner and just collected Brett Murphy in a very, very odd wreck. I think Brett spun to avoid him. I'm going to need a second opinion on this.
Here we go. I didn't know where it was coming from. All right, let's go ahead and bring that up so we can see just what happened here. I am curious to see. All right, we're watching now as we go through turn number 1 with Alex Berube. Looks like that's a very hot entry he has there. Goes down through, hits the curb. Oh, wheel spin off the curb. Yep, every time. Slams into the pit wall, coming back out. It looks like Brett Murphy is very terrified of that one. Don't blame him. Goes down low. Oh, he locks up the tires. That's what happened. You're right there, Strayer. He locked up the tires. Spun himself.
Unfortunately for Brett, we saw him have that spin earlier, but that's the one thing you don't know when these cars are rejoining. You don't know where they're going to go. You can hope that they're going to stay completely straight, but one little flick to the left or right, and Brett's going to be flipping worse than David Rudiman.
Yeah. That's just the kind of stuff that happens, unfortunately, and I think the main reason that the caution came out there is just because he was blocking the racing line. Usually it's these, 1 or 2 car incidents we don't, look too much at here at road courses, especially with stock car racing. But, with that is a complete blocking of the race surface. No wonder that the caution had to be thrown for that one, so nobody got in trouble.
But that's the thing is, it's just a little wreck like that, and now we have the whole race change. Because Ryan Andrews now is going to be right on Allen's bumper going into turn 1, and it's going to be incredible. And that's if pit stops don't shake up the orders we're going to see probably right here. I think these guys will be able to make it from here, so this will probably be their final pit stop, and it's from here out to the finish. And we're going to see some good racing. Ryan is back, and there is the end of your recovery, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Well, looking at that race recovery and the fantastic race we've had here tonight, I want to thank Jacob McMillan for putting on such a fantastic event here, Russ, here with the JHM Paints 110 at the Glen. Love the way that rolls off the tongue. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's always great every time to say it. Guys, thank Jacob McMillan, though. So make sure you give him a follow over on Instagram and Trading Paints. So if you want to see him on Trading Paints, go ahead and search up Jacob McMillan on there, and you'll find him. If you want to find him on Instagram, that's at JHM Racing with the JHM and R capitalized 21. You can see his updates, his paint schemes, and anything else he posts out there here to watch.
Man's just a lover of racing. He's actually trying to go to school to get into racing, and I've had so many conversations with him about just the cars he works on, the cars he helps out with, and just everything. The man's a huge race fan, die-cast collector, which is a bonus for me. Just awesome guy, loves anyone that gets in touch with him for any reason. Even if you just want to have a friend out there, Jake is a really nice guy. Hook you up with a couple good paint schemes, and even talk to you about, I don't know, what's the state of racing today.
Yeah, that's just the great stuff we got there out of McMillan. So thanks to him for sponsoring this race once again, as now we see the race off of pit road, and Alex Bell is able to secure a second place position with Bacino still in front. Actually, no. Ryan Andrew beat him off pit road. It is going to be a side-by-side battle into turn number 1 when they head down for these last about 15 or so laps, I think it's going to be.
Wow, if I'm looking at the replay for that, there was, I don't understand how Ryan beat off Bell. I'm guessing the green cone directly in front of Ryan Andrews' pit stops was the line, because I don't understand how he beat him. That's the only way I can think about how he beat him. But
Hey, that's
he
the
beat
real
him, Bell.
that's the real big advantage of having a good qualifying position, especially here on iRacing where it does go by qualifying order for your pit stop. If you're on pole, you got the line right there in front of you.
Yeah, one person we haven't talked about since the start of this race that's getting a huge break out of this, Jeremy Jones. I know we talked about this. The man has not had any luck recently, but look at this. He's getting the wave around. He's going to be back on the lead lap. This is the break he needs, and we saw it at New Hampshire when he had a fast track. This is him now being released. We know the speed he has. Jeremy Jones has been released, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the lead lap. Watch him go through the field.
Honestly, I am very excited to see it. You know, I've been hyping it up, I feel like the entire season. We just haven't seen it quite yet. It's been bad luck every week, and I'm kind of tempted to stop talking about it because I think it might be a commentator's curse thing, and I hope it's not. But seeing him now, he's going to be in a good spot to come back, and I hope he does well here tonight at Watkins, Glen, New York.
It's going to happen. He's the Daniel Hemrick of our league. If he's not going to win, there's something that always happens. He either gets a second or something terrible happens that takes out. But he's going to break through. One of these races, it's all going to click together. Maybe I should mention Daniel Hemrick because it hasn't clicked for Hemrick yet, but that's Jeremy. He gets second, he gets third, he has every top 5 in the book at every track. It's just he has bad luck. And I think he's waiting for Dega. I think Dega's going to be his breakout race. I know multiple times he's getting tons of wins in these fixed lobbies and in the A, B, and C fixed races at Dega. I'm putting money on Dega. I'm even in that race, I'm putting money on Dega for Jeremy.
Honestly, that is not surprising to hear at all. I mean, especially with his aggressive driving style. But, you know, that's the thing about aggressive driving style, especially at a super speedway or road course too, is that it can sometimes get you somewhere or it's going to get you in the wall. And right now we've seen that your top 2 here of Balacino, Andrew, and even some of the guys that you're seeing up here there, Bell, Nichols, Pierce, you know, their aggressive driving style can really get them up there somewhere.
One person I want to give a shout out to is Brandon Fiedler. He was backwards and crashed at the start of this race, and look at him in 7th position. Let's hear a recovery drive for that man right there.
Absolutely. I mean, he was not able to catch a break because he had to go in for repairs because he was absolutely destroyed from that. So being able to be back on the lead lap in 7th position with a, you know, it looks like a pretty clean truck, he's going to be in a great spot there for that Equipment Geek number 39.
Unfortunately, he's got some of the best right in front of him. Fox with his recovery drive, Chris Pierce with a good drive, and Andrew Nichols, Sean Howell, Ryan Andrew. Like, he's going to have to fight. Very difficult to get up there, but he's back. And I'm thinking a lot of these guys are banking on Alan and Ryan getting aggressive and something happening, and they're all waiting to pounce on it.
Well, this is going to be the time to see as they head between that little short stretch between 6 and 7. Here they go around the final turn before the pace car comes up for what I'm assuming is going to be the last time for 14 laps for the dash to the win there as they go under the sprint bridge. The pace car is off and green flag, and away we go here. And oh boy, that is an aggressive start there out of Alex Bell as they dive down now as they run towards turn number 1. Can they do it? Slamming on the brakes. You see all the different braking points there. Almost 3 wide in turn number 1. Your 2 leaders able to stay side by side, and it looks like they are going to be very even there. Leaving turn number 1. Oh, almost a little bit of collision there as they head into the S's.
Oh, man. Ryan Andrews, A+ start on that. He was able to keep straight with Alan Ballantyne, and he's able to fight back. I think he's going to take the lead on the backstretch here. This is the backstretch.
I think you're right. There it is. They head down the backstretch now. We see Alex Bell trying to get in there as well as then Sean Howell, too, as they dive down now through the bus stop. Ryan Andrews has stolen that position away, able to be aggressive on that outside line and make it work with that fast exit he has. He's got to be careful through this carousel. He's on colder tires. He can't force it too much, and he can't take the new NASCAR line where you kind of like dive down the boot there and then come back up and almost jump and die. So it's a bit different of a line he has to take, but he's clearly getting somewhere. But he is balancing right there on his bumper.
The man made a pass on the outside in the S's. That is the highlight of the year right there. I don't care any pass anyone makes this year. Outside in the middle of an S's, is the hardest wreck, as we have Berube spinning back there, and it looks like he's able to get going again, but still, that is incredible, and they're both not giving up. I think Alan's going to try to apply the pressure here, but I think I'm starting to see Alan crack a little bit. He's starting to get slippy into some of these corners. I think he's starting to realize what kind of fight he has on his hands right here.
Absolutely. I mean, a pro driver, this is his, you know, what, you get like 2 or 3 races here in TNT if you're a pro driver, and this is it. This is one of them. If he has to win this one if he wants to keep it, and he's not going to have another opportunity again for a while.
Yeah, the pro drivers, they get to pick one race they want. Oh, we have a caution.
Uh-oh.
But, you know, we get one race of our choice, and we get Talladega and the All-Star race. So, yeah, this is Alan's choice race. He gets to make the most of it. Oh, my goodness. Andrew Nichols had a horrific wreck in the S's. Oh, man, that is... He might have almost left the ballpark.
Well, you're spoiling it for us a little bit there. We'll go ahead and pop over and see what quite happened. I am terrified to know. After that, oh, man. After that weird slide we had there in turn number 6 into the gravel trap, he definitely was moving. So let's go ahead and see what happened here. We'll follow along throughout the S's. All right. Number 1 of Andrew Nichols. They're heading into turn number 2. Start of the S's. He's following along there with Brett Murphy. Looks like Brett clips the curb just a wee bit, but he's all right. Oh, no. Don't tell me he kept your foot to the floor method through here. It's dangerous, as you see Brett Murphy
I think
hits the wall.
tried.
Oh, he definitely tried. Okay. He saves it a little bit there, and... Oh, that's some netcode there off that 26 of Derek Stanley, and... Wow! Chris Pierce must have had a little bit of a heart attack there, almost getting crushed there by that number 1.
I think that was Jeremy Jones there at the end.
Wait, was it? Oh, it was Jeremy.
Jeremy Jones counting his stars now that he was able to finally get some good luck and not
absolutely get destroyed. Yeah, I mean that is insane. Honestly, let's go take a look and see what he saw. I'm curious because that has got to be terrifying, especially now. Like, you know, we've seen his luck before.
If you want to see some fun driving, back that up to the front stretch. There was a little bit of action going into turn 1 there from a couple drivers.
With who?
Jeremy Jones almost spun out. Mitchell Mumak on the grass.
All right, well, we'll have to check that out again. All right. Head over to... Oh, man, I see what you mean. Okay.
I got a match from Mitch saying that stuff happened on the front stretch, so I had to go check it out, and that was an adventure right here before the wreck. I can see what kind of started everything up here.
Almost a 3-wide entry into turn number 1. Brett Murphy running wide. We see Nichols there. Yep, he definitely is cutting the grass. And he doesn't hit any of them. Derek Stanley must have felt awful on that one, able to slip on through. That must have been scary.
Then watch behind. Jeremy Jones is in Tokyo Drift back there, drifting the corner.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Let's see if I can catch it there. Oh, yeah, he did. He drifted on entry. Man.
That's the thing. These guys, like, they're not used to these road course races, and they're trying their best to learn how the weight shift does. But even in full slides and cutting the grass, these guys are still able to hang on to this. These drivers have so much skill in this league that even in situations where they're completely out of control, they're able to control it without killing each other.
Well, I think Alan Ballacino might have saw the replay or something, and he wanted to join in the grass cutting there as he drives across there throughout the NASCAR line. Honestly, it is impressive the way that these guys hold on to it sometimes, and the wrecks they have when they have them are pretty intense. There's never a dull moment when it comes to crashes.
Well, with everything going on, I think we should try to find Brandon Fedler and ask him about his incredible recovery drive he's having right now, because I believe he is up to 7th position right now.
He's still in 7th. Go and bring him up.
Brandon, up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Good to see you. It's almost been a little bit since you've been up here in the booth with me here at Watkins Glen.
Oh, yeah. It feels like forever.
Honestly, you've been doing a great drive. You know, Stray and I were talking about it. You've made an excellent recovery. You know, after that first lap incident, able to come back to 7th, and you still looks like you had a good truck.
Yeah, for sure. That first lap incident was just a racing incident. Trying to look inside, guy in front of me comes down. No big deal. I was a little salty though, or I was a little upset, but not too upset that I went a lap down due to a black flag that I thought went away, but didn't. But yeah, just been able to kind of keep the truck consistent. It seems like it takes it about a lap to get up to speed and everything though, but hopefully I can get a few more spots here. I don't think I can win the thing, but I at least think I need a few more spots.
I mean, for a first start, you're definitely doing pretty good, and I know you guys over at Equipment Geek like to do your road racing, so this is almost home for you.
That it is, and I just came off of a race last Wednesday where I did the Daytona road course. So, but I'm a little bit of a road course kick lately, so super excited about that.
Awesome, Strayer.
Oh, Brandon, you put on a show. Like, I'm so happy to see what you could do. Like, the recovery drive is incredible. Now, what do you think you got from these guys in front of you? You got Chris Pierce, Alex Fox, last year's champion Sean Howell right there. You think you got anything for them?
I think I got a car for maybe 5th place. I don't think I got a car for, definitely not for the win. Those guys up front are just mad fast. But I definitely think I have a top 5 truck here.
Hey, a top 5 after being backwards on the straightaway of the first lap. That is something to be proud of right there, sir.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Like I said, it was just a racing incident, not too bad. Once that first restart came by, and I saw how far up I could get. I know I have a fast truck underneath me.
Absolutely. Well, with that, I have to ask, who do you have to thank for a fantastic truck and drive you've had here tonight?
So I'd like to thank 921 Mobile DJ for being on the truck. I'd like to thank my parents for watching and the rest of my family. I'd like to thank my wife for letting me do this. And I'd like to thank Equipment Geek Racing for taking me on and just having me race for them. It's been an absolute blast for the guys back home.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Brandon. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thanks.
A 9-lap shootout, and he thinks he can maybe get up to 5th place. That is going to be a tall order with these guys there, but I think he can do it.
I mean, he's gone from the front to the back to the front. I wouldn't count him out yet. I mean, he's still in 7th after that quick run, but I think he can do it. I mean, he caught everyone already. Let's see what he can do on this short little 9-lap sprint.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm excited to see it, that's for sure. Sean Howell going to be starting in 4th year, last year's champion. Last season's, I shouldn't say year. But they're in that number 38. He still mind boggles me. He's on old pedals. I don't know how. And they keep toggling between dead or not. Like, don't know how he does it. But with that... Sorry.
I wouldn't know how he did a Dagger race on a controller earlier. I don't think he had a controller. I think it was maybe... He said buttons, but... Anyways, hopefully he's not using buttons today. If he is, then... Please start a GoFundMe for this man.
For real. And now we see through the trees the pace car pulling off as we head down the front stretch, hopefully for the last time, and green flag, and away we go. Ryan Andrew off to a good start there already. He was able to get the jump there on Alan Ballacino. They're single file now heading into turn number 1. You look for the braking points. They're too wide again. Oh, they're going to be close to... Well, I think there was a wee bit of contact between Andrew and Ballacino there as they leave there. As they head down the exit, Ryan is going to be blocking. He does not want to let Alan through as they start heading through the S's. You can see your field are all next to each other. This is the time to make a pass if you're going to make one.
Oh, the aggressiveness just turned up to 11 right now. Everyone knows who they are. Alex Bell has a nice slide there, but everyone knows exactly who they have right there, who they can fight, and everyone is just trying to go get it as best they can. But this is, like you said, this is their best chance. They have about 2 laps to try to pass by. It looks like we have a little bit of an incident back in the back of the pack.
Yeah, it looks like Mitchell Muma and Alex Berube got into each other just a wee bit there. And it looked like earlier that Sean Howell broke way early there for that bus stop. I think he was thinking he was on a little bit older tires than he was, or maybe they'd cooled down a little bit. But now we're seeing a very tight battle for the lead once again. These two have been battling nonstop for the lead all day.
I think there's a bump right there. There was a massive bump as Ryan Andrew gets sent off the track and he rejoins back in 3rd place. Oh man, we might need to see a replay of that after the race, everybody. That looked like a little bit of a shove from blocking right there.
Yeah, I think I was a bit too zoomed out to see the severity of that bump, but looking at the rear end we saw from there, that is a huge bump from that one, and I'm sure he has a few words for Ballacino at the end of this. I can only imagine. He slides there on the exit of 1, but he's got it.
It looks like he has some damage there too, so, oh man, we may need to question what happened there between the two of them, but just, I mean, that's the problem with that's the thing that happens in iRacing. You block that hard. Sometimes people are lenient and will let you happen. Sometimes if you block that much, someone just will send you off into the corner.
That's iRacing for you. We see Ben McDonald diving down in the bus stop. He got the position there on Brandon Fiedler, as it looks like Brandon is struggling real hard for grip right now in that Toyota Tundra. Looks like he definitely is falling off the pace just a wee bit there. As Chris Pierce is able to hold on to his P5 for right now, he's got that thing there with his fresh truck. You can see he took a faster grip pretty recently.
I think Brendan and Ben had a little bit of contact on the thing. It might be hurting Brendan's truck right now, because I heard him over race chat say, "I'm sorry, Ben, for getting into you," but hopefully it's not hurting him too much right now, as we have a pass for second place as Ryan Andrews is back on the hunt.
Oh, I can already feel the tension. Oh, and there's a spin there. Is it? Oh, Chris Pierce around on the exit of 7, and the caution is out again here at Watkins Glen.
Oh, the commentator's curse. You were just talking about how good he was doing in 5th place. Oh, we need to stop talking about drivers right now.
Wait, then that means we're out of a job.
We need to continue talking about drivers. Just the race in general, just overview of the whole race.
Commentator's curse. Never fails. Always so random. Oh man, this is going to be a tight battle that we're going to have right at the end. It's going to be only a few lap dash to the finish. I mean, I thought 9 laps was going to be short to the end, but now we're going to see it be even tighter.
Yeah, well, one thing I think the fans want to know is, how is Sean Howe racing right now with his current pedals? Let's bring him up and ask him,
Absolutely.
how are the pedals and how is he racing on this track, which he's not a road racer.
Absolutely.
Sean Howe up in the booth, you got us?
Yeah, I got a copy.
How are you doing
Alright.
it? You got dead pedals, not dead pedals, but you got old pedals, and you're currently running in 4th position. You've got this thing in a real good position. I'm curious.
Yeah, I jerry-rigged them a little bit. They're working for now, so it's probably gonna get messy here in a bit. With probably gonna be close to a couple laps to go here when it goes green, and everyone's racing aggressive. So just gotta kind of keep this truck straight right now.
I mean, looking at the minimal amount of damage you have, it looks like you've done a pretty good job of keeping that thing straight so far.
Oh yeah, I barely missed Fox in that one wreck in turn 1, but other than that, it's a pretty clean truck and got some close calls, but it's gonna be crazy. We'll see what happens.
I want to know, what pedal set and wheels do you have? Like, you gotta let our listeners know, like, I know they're old and they're like getting up there, but what are you driving on? Just show everyone the skill you're putting in on this setup.
I'm on a Driving Force GT. That came out in 2007. I've had mine for 11 years, so bought it new. But yeah, it's old. It's old boy. But try to give it one last hurrah, and might have to buy some new pedals here for next week.
Does it have force feedback?
Yes.
Okay, it does. I know Ben does not have force feedback. I had to check.
Yeah.
Man, great drive though. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing that shows with sim racing is, you know, sometimes even if you have the highest end setup, it does not matter. If you have raw skill, you're clearly going to get somewhere.
You have Sean Howe 2007 setup winning the championship.
I hope so. Yeah, they'll just pit there, see how much tires make a difference here. Just hope we gotta get a good restart here and try to keep it straight.
All right. Well, I got to thank you for your time here. I do appreciate it. Is there anyone to thank over home before we let you go?
I just appreciate the fans watching right now.
Oh, it's always good to talk to him.
So he does have force feedback. That is one thing. I know Ben does not. I thought they drove the same wheel, but still, just a 2007 setup. Like, everybody in iRacing that says, oh, you need this Fanatec wheel, you need these Fanatec pedals, you need this SimuCube stuff. You can go buy something at your local yard sale for $5 and race this game.
I will say it'll probably make it a wee bit harder if you don't have a good feel for the car. Definitely takes a lot of skill behind it, but I guess if you're born with that raw natural talent, then you definitely can get somewhere. That's for sure, and that's shown out of our drivers like Sean Howland, our 4th place guy right now, Ben McDonald, and everybody else in here. I mean, I don't think anybody aside from maybe Alan, but even then I don't know, is running on a really expensive setup.
I don't think Alan's running on that expensive of setup either. We both have he has the same pedals as me, the V3s, but I think he's running on a Thrustmaster wheel. I don't think anyone really has. I think yeah, I don't think anyone really has anything beyond like a standard Thrustmaster or a standard Fanatec wheel right now.
And the quality of racing that we get out of that clearly shows that it really doesn't matter, and that's good to see. As we see our guys coming up now, almost about to start once again. Uh-oh, it looks like Chris Pierce is... I don't see him there on the live timing. That's not good. Is he out?
No, I don't see him either. He is just disconnected.
Oof.
Oh.
Man, his first start, he's going to get last place finish, man. He was doing so good.
Well, speaking of people doing well, there was a driver you brought up that I said was having a quiet day. He's in 4th place right now. Ben McDonald. He is right there now, ready to fight. But here's the thing is, I'm thinking Sean and Ben are banking on Alan and Ryan getting into each other. We've seen the heat between them already. Sean and Ben are just sitting there waiting for something to happen as a free win could be 4 laps away.
Absolutely, that is so true. Gosh, you just don't know until it happens. As we head through the bus stop there.
This race has been so... other than our top 2, I think our 3rd through last has been shuffled how many times, and the deck's been redealt every time. And right now, with probably the final restart, unless we have a massive pileup, which don't count that out, this is the hand that they're dealt with, and now we're going to see what everyone's doing. Everyone's got to play their cards at the exact same time and see who can come out.
Definitely. We see your top 2, Balchino and Andrew. These two have been battling day in, day out, ready to go for the final race win. They have to battle each other to see who can finally get there. Will it boil over? Who knows? But I want to thank you very much for tuning in for the JHM Racing 110 at the Glen. Oh, it's so good. Make sure you follow Jacob McMillan over at JHM Racing 21 on Instagram. As we see inside there of whoever that official is.
Here we go. Final restart possibly, unless we see a big junk in turn 1 of the S's. But let's see.
The pace car pulls off as we head down now, and green flag, and away we go. They're racing once again. Andrew does not get nearly as good a start this time. Balachino has it, and we see Sean Howell pulling alongside there for 3rd position. Ryan Andrew breaks way late going around for that outside. We saw him really able to take it, but he looks like he has an issue, a little bit of contact maybe just a little bit of tire lockup, and he's moved down into 3rd. He has to chase down Sean Howell here in the last 4 laps here at Watkins Glen. He's got everybody around him right now trying to gun for a good position.
I thought that stuck. That was incredible late braking. I thought that stuck for a second. That was incredible, but unfortunately, I think he wheeled hopped just a bit at the end, was not able to hang on to it. Now he's got to get through Sean to get back to fighting too. Oh, we have a massive crash in the bus stop right now.
And they are all gone.
It's Ben. No.
Oh, man. Oh, we're going to have to get a good angle of that. Oh, Watkins Glen, you never fail us.
The commentator's curse, you've never failed us.
Golly. You know what? This is... Take what we had in real life Watkins Glen where Brad Keselowski spun as he's getting lapped by his teammate and just takes them both out. Did we have something like that here? Is this just going to be on the opposite end of the circuit?
No, it looks like Ben and Fox Ben lost it trying to brake, and he took into Fox, and then nowhere to go for so many drivers.
Yeah, we're going to see that right now. Oh, yep, he just is completely... Nope. Takes out Fox, and then they're both down, and what happened to McMillan there? I don't know if you caught that, but it looks like he snapped somehow in that. But he saved his truck, though, so he should be in a pretty good spot going forward as he was able to save it. But, wow. Everybody goes off. Mitchell Muma has his race run. Jeremy Jones, I think, barely makes it through.
I think he does. He was able to pull off through that. I think that was some incredible dodging from him, trying to miss his teammate as he was spinning through the grass multiple times. Actually, I think we need to go on board with Jeremy Jones for this wreck. I think he has maybe the most incredible view of this entire wreck.
Absolutely. Let's go and take a look and see what he saw throughout this entire thing. It's fascinating to know. Usually, I've found that he has a really good perspective on all these wrecks of what they look like. He never causes them either, for the most part.
Well, first, he has a beautiful view of Jake McMillan's bumper of Instagram account you should be following.
We see Ben taking out Fox there. Yep, they go across. You can see McMillan snaps it to save. Oh my God, Mitch almost kills him.
We're not done with Mitch yet, because look at this. He's coming back across, and he
Oh my God.
splits the middle between Ben and Mitch to get through this wreck.
What a save. Oh man, that is impressive. We're going to watch that at full speed now, too. Somewhat luck? Yes. Somewhat raw talent? Absolutely.
That is some incredible driving right now, but we have some tempers flaring right now. I'm hearing some commentating on the chat. Some people are not happy with each other with their driving.
Oh boy. You know, this is something we don't usually see here at TNT. These guys getting a little bit uppity with each other. I think, you know, we always say that, you know, short tracks bring out the tempers. I'm starting to think road courses do too.
I mean, that's the thing is, some of these people have not been able to race around each other that much. We're seeing new faces up at the front. We're seeing new drivers in this league in this race. Tempers are going to start flailing.
It's okay.
They're going to start going at each other with these new people around each other. It's kind of like Dega. You hear after a Dega or a road course race, people you would not associate being mad at each other are now mad at each other.
Yeah. It's kind of stuff that happens, and you know, this is where you get to see guys like Brandon Fiedler, who had a bit of a tough race, finally be up towards the front again. And I'm going to stop talking about him before he gets bad luck again. So, hopping a little bit further down, we'll talk about someone like Alex Berube there, who's had a bit of a rough race so far, but he's been able to hold it together. You know, he's had a couple spins and involved in a few things, but he has an okay truck. He's still going. I think he just gave Brett Murphy a little bit of a love tap there on the bumper.
I mean, the man has not had the best race. He's starting to have a little bit. He's been off the wall a couple times, but the truck's still moving. That's the important thing. That truck still has all 4 tires on it. It might be beat up a little bit, but he's going to finish this race and finish on the lead lap.
Exactly. Actually, everyone right now is on the lead lap. That is racing. Appreciate you out in the chat, Brandon. Appreciate it. Oh, gotta love it. Thank you, everyone that has joined us out on Twitch. I do appreciate it. And if you're watching here on YouTube a little bit afterwards, or also on Twitch just later on, I appreciate your presence there. It is greatly appreciated. As now, oh man, I'm excited to see where this race is gonna go.
Oh, it don't matter how hard you can push, because it's gonna be a green, white, checkered.
Oh no, Chris said return of the throughput. Oof, not good. And we have a message there from Clint 8813. Alan is about to be sent into the stands with a period at the end.
That's Clint Spillman, the driver of one of the drivers of this league. What are you doing on Twitch, Clint? Get in the race.
Alan about to be sent into the stands. I think he's got to be a little bit worried now.
Oh, that's the joke of the Pikachu truck. That's why I race at Dega. The joke with the Pikachu truck is it can't finish a race unless it hits the stands at least once. It's the most cursed wreck-filled truck you will ever see. Every race that Alan runs this truck, he's flipping in some capacity. So the miracle that's still on all 4 tires right now is it's bound to happen.
Well, Clint just did say in the chat that he needs to hop on now and complete these last 2 laps.
Clint, I think you missed it a little bit, but we'll see you next week, buddy. Oh, we're off next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well, there's your message there. We're off next week. Well, you beat me to it already. Thanks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks for... It's gonna be All-Star Night when those pros come back and the drivers are up for money at USA. See the tempers of this race overflow at USA in 2 weeks.
Oh, golly. It's gonna be an event, that's for sure. Definitely not nervous on that one.
I'm ready to have fun. I'm back in the driver's seat. I'm ready to go beat and bang everyone at USA. It's going to be a fun. We're going to try to get a couple of these pro drivers back out. I think Brandon Hoff is hopefully going to make his return to racing.
We'll see if he can pull his Martinsville Classic of passing people on the outside on a short track.
Oh, no.
Well, with that, we're heading down the second back straight, essentially, before we hit the stretch into turns 6 and 7. We see your top two, Ballacino and Andrew. These two have been fighting the entire time. I'm not going to give them nearly as much as hype as I did last time. It's a bit too much. They're going to be right behind each other. Ryan behind him, and Sean Howell there on the front row. And Brandon Fiedler there. Going to be starting there.
Gotta say, Ryan got bumped by Allen. He's right behind Allen. Allen's probably thinking that he's going to be watching his rearview mirror way too much in this restart zone.
We're definitely going to see now as the pace car pulls off here at Watkins Glen, and green flag, and away we go. You can see good perspective, the green flag there. There goes, waving. We are now going down towards turn number 1. We see Ballacino now pulls down. He does not want to let anybody through. He's off to a good restart so far. We see Ryan Andrew there. He's going to get the position there on Sean Howell. There's no collision between them. They've got it, and everybody continues racing on through, and it looks like Brandon Fiedler is going to have a fight for his life right now between him and Alex Bell.
Yeah, I mean, as we're heading up to the S's, it seems like everyone got up to a clean start. Everyone's trying to single file out. Not many drivers are... everyone's just trying to find the thing as Alex Berube gets a little loose. Oh, he's going to say that. Oh, Mitch got into him in the back, but oh, no.
And,
oh no.
Keep it green, keep it green, keep it green. Uh-oh.
I think we're going to keep it green because Mitch is so far back right now.
We'll see as they continue to pull out there.
Oh, and Alex Berube is off the track again. Alex... Oh, we're having some issues in the back of the pack, but everyone is still driving straight right now as we're hopefully going to have coming at the white flag right here.
Yes, we should be seeing that quite shortly. I think my overlays are a bit messed up here. Let's see if they'll update now. Nope. Okay. Looks like we have dead overlays now. Very cool. Yes, we are at the white flag. Alan Bacino is going to be running up ahead of Ryan Andrew there as they head down into turn number 1. Sean Howell still in 3rd place. They got it right there behind him. They're all going to be going for the position as best they can.
Oh, that was a huge late break by Ryan. He's giving everything he's got. He sees his first win right there. All he has to do is pass the Pikachu.
He's got to hold on to it. You saw in those S's, he's sliding. He's got the foot to the floor right now. He's going to be gaining here a little bit of that draft down the backstretch here before the bus stop. Late braking again. He is right there on that bumper. He's got to be scared now.
What a move. That was incredible late braking. He held on to it. He's now right there. He's going to be able to make a shot. All he has to do is get through this carousel. Oh, Allen slipped up a tiny bit. He's right there.
Through the carousel they go now, through that short stretch between them and 5 and 6 there as they head down through. You can't really see them from the main grandstand. That's okay, because we get to see them there as they head through turn number 6. They are going to be very close there. Oh, almost a little bit of the bumper there. This is going to be at the final turn. We're heading down this little stretch. We see Ryan Andrew at the inside. They collide. He spins him out, and he goes down.
No.
And Ryan Andrew takes home the victory after a spin. Sean Howell takes home 2nd. Alex Bell in 3rd. Oh, man, they are not happy about that finish there. Oh, man, Brandon Fiedler finishes 5th. Oh, my God. He turned him.
Oh, no, we might have we may have to look over that because you're not allowed to wreck people in the series. We had that problem with Jeremy Jones last year, but like, oh man, I don't know what Ryan was doing. Like, he had no chance to make the corner. He just drove through him.
Sprint Racer 24 says Alan's going to be quite upset.
Oh no, you can see Alan's hunting. Alan is hunting right now.
Oh yeah. I think we're getting that short temper starting to play from everybody. It's almost like this is a short track. I don't think we're
going to get some burnouts out of Ryan Andrew. I don't think he's going to be able to make it around for burnouts.
Well, we pop up front. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm watching the replay. Ryan doesn't even look like he tried to make the corner. He just drove through him the whole time. Like that might be a review for the admins to look into because that's not good.
Clint says that Alan's going to send him into the stands. Guess We'll definitely see as we, Oh, yeah. He's trying to get him. He disconnects off of that one. He's not going to push him too much harder. So Ryan Andrews going to celebrate his race win here at Watkins Glen. I mean,
oh man,
speed out of those two. I mean, that is second to none. Incredibly fast out of them. The skill, I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
well, while our admins look through that thing, decide who it goes, let's talk to our third place finisher, Alex Bell.
Absolutely. Let's go right on ahead. Alex, it's good to see you up in the booth. You got yourself a third place finish. How are you doing?
Oh, man, we're doing pretty dang good. It's really surprising to me to come to a road course and actually be on the podium. That's something I'm not used to doing. But yeah, man, feeling good.
Not a road course guy?
No, not at all. I mean, given if there's any road course I'm any kind of sort of familiar with, it's Watkins Glen. But I'm really good turn left, get to the right turns. I'm not really that great at them.
Well, you definitely did a pretty good job here tonight at the Glen, able to put on a good show for everybody and get home a podium position.
Yeah, had the opportunity there towards the end of the race to come in and put freshies on. I didn't really think it would mean too big of a deal, but that put us back to about 15th, about last. But was able to get back up there and racing, and saw Ryan and Alan get together there in the last corner, and I thought that would open up a chance for me and Sean to go for the win. But like I said, man, third place is nothing to be ashamed of, and it was a good little finish there, Kale Galen it across the line.
For sure. Strayer, go ahead.
I mean, I just want to hear about what was your drive through like the thing. Like we heard on that one of the final restarts, you pitted for freshies and drove back through the field. Like how was that drive through? Was like it did seem like it had more grip and you were just able to slide past everyone as you went through, or was it just everyone was on that last? Oh, this is the finish. I got to drive as hard as I can and just made mistakes.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I definitely, obviously, with new tires, you have more grip, more braking ability without locking the tires or getting out of shape under braking, which is a big thing. But also, no, everyone is in that mindset of, hey, it's 2 laps to go. There is going to be in full send. So I was trying to be, a little bit conservative, just because I knew everyone else was probably overdriving it. And yeah, it worked there. We got lucky missing the wreck going to the bus stop by a couple inches. I don't know if you guys saw that on the replay, but that was pretty freaking close. But yeah, pretty fun stuff. Like I said, I'm not really good at these road courses type deals, so I was learning as we went through there.
Well, you definitely put on a good show for everybody here tonight. I have to ask you real quick, what was that finish like between you and Sean? I mean, like, I know you said you guys were definitely fighting there at the line, but I mean, that is a pretty intense moment to be right there side by side.
Yeah. Like I said, me and Sean are pretty good friends, so I thought about trying him on the outside because I got a good run out of the final turn because he had the slope to miss the leader's wrecking. And I thought about putting it through the grass, but I was like, nah, I probably have a better chance trying to pass him on the pavement, and he pinched me in the wall and kept it full throttle. So there's no hard feelings about that. That's what you do when you're vying for a podium finish. So no hard feelings there between him.
Well, that's good to hear. It's good to hear that, everybody's able to maintain their friendships through all this thing. That's the important part. It's all about having fun, really.
Definitely. And man, might be a pretty close finish for the win here. They're talking in the Discord about reviewing the finish there. So if that's finish between me and Sean for the win, that'd be a pretty good highlight right there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, you gotta watch the replay.
Replay of what?
All
the finish.
You gotta watch the replay of everything.
Yeah, there you go. I'll get to that.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. Who have to thank for your podium position here at Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the TNT guys for putting on a fun-ass league to race in week in, week out of. Thank the diecast dude, Keith Merrick, on Twitter. Thank you to you, Noah, for putting on an awesome commentary for our fans out there, man.
All right, glad to do it. And you got to make sure you thank Strayer on that one, too. It's not just me anymore.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, Strayer, you're my good luck charm, it seems like, when you're up in the booth commentating, and I am one at New Hampshire, third place here, so please come up here every week and commentate. It'd be great.
The opposite of the commentator's curse. Everyone I brought up today wrecked out right after, so
Oh,
that I'm glad I'm lucky for somebody.
Yeah, come back next week, please.
I'm racing next week, so you'll see me on the track.
Oh, damn. All right, 10-4.
Thank you much for your time, Alex. I appreciate it.
Yep, y'all have a good night.
All right, let's go and bring up your second place finisher now of, let's see, Sean Howell. Yeah, can't wait to see him. Sean, are you up here?
10-4, got a copy.
Nice, good to see it. You got yourself a fantastic second place finish. Wow.
Yeah, we definitely did not have a second place truck that race, but I'll take it. Had to pull some shades of Kale Gale there to keep myself in second there. He definitely had the run, but yeah, it was a pretty close battle there at the end. If I was even closer to the lead, I probably could have got Andrew there, and yeah, it's pretty intense last lap there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just this entire race has been a nonstop intense battle between everybody. You've had people on your bumper the entire time, and it's been, a real show just to keep yourself going forward. So honestly, real props to you for being able to do that and pull off a second place finish.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we had a decent truck. I mean, it wasn't the best, but just we got some cautions fell our way, and just how we gridded up on the restart. That turn one's always tricky there, so we had enough speed to keep it there for a while. So yeah, second place is nothing to be sad about. I didn't expect to get second, but I have a streak of top fives. I don't think I got one. I don't think I finished outside the top five so far this season. So I'm just trying to keep that intact.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, to keep going. So honestly, you've done a real job, tonight, and of just being able to pull off that, and just a great show all around. So we hope you do well in the All-Star race in 2 weeks. Strayer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a question for you, Sean. That was an impressive drive. Like, you're not really known as the road course driver around here, but you were able to go and get a second while killing for the second place, man. Like, that's all I really got for you. That was a really great drive. You were consistent. Didn't put a scratch on that car until the straightaway, but just great driving, man. I was impressed to watch you out there.
Yeah, thank you. It was Bell took tires on that last pit stop, or that second to last caution, and I thought he was way too far back to get back to us, but cautions flew his way, and he got right up there. And if we had one more green white checkered or a couple more laps, he probably would have been easily by me. But yeah, it's fun race.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I do appreciate it. Who have to thank for such a great job here tonight?
I just thank everyone for watching. Broadcast booth that puts up, sponsors that come on for this race. I think it was Nick Millen that sponsored this race, so I appreciate that. And yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Well, this would be the spot where we interview your race winner, but currently that is in a little bit of a contest right now. So, well, how about we bring up this race sponsor, and we bring up Jacob McMillan. You got yourself a P5 finish, Jacob. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, actually. That was not exactly the finish I was looking for, but Watkins Glen did not disappoint.
That is a good way to put it. I mean, you put on a great drive this entire time, able to really be competitive. We saw it the entire time, able to really be there up front and doing what you can. That's good to see.
Yeah. There was right after the stage, I was involved in a little bit of a spin at the first corner there. That sent me back all the way to last place, but I'm very happy that I was able to claw it way back to the top five.
You did a great job, that's for sure. So we've definitely been doing an okay job of promoting you so far this race. Are you going to post about it on Instagram?
Of course I am, totally. I'd be on the lookout on my Trading Paints account. I got some good things coming this week and next week.
Ooh, all right. So if you want to go and see that, go ahead and search Jacob McMillan there on Trading Paints to see what's coming. I'm excited to see that.
All right.
I think we're all excited to see where you're coming. I've seen your work, Jake. You've done work for me. I'm excited to see where you're going to be posting these upcoming days.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I've got some real cool opportunities that I've been able to pull out of the hat. I'm excited to show everybody.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Well, thank you for being out here, and thank you for sponsoring this race. What a great broadcast we were able to put on because of your sponsor for this, the JHM Paints at 110 at the Glen. I mean, I was able to say it perfectly the entire time, but now that you're here, I can't. Well, thank you very much for doing that. I definitely appreciate it, and I think everyone else does too, for such a great race.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thank you guys for broadcasting all season.
Honestly, we're glad to do it. So thank you very much for your time once again.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is going to be our broadcast here tonight at Watkins Glen. We'll keep an eye out here on Four Cloak Media for the race winner update, because I got to get going. Surprisingly enough, it's almost like I have stuff to do as person. But thank you out there for joining every single night here at TNT. Come back in 2 weeks. That's right, 2 weeks. Thank you, Strayer and Mitch, for making sure we got that straight. And you'll be back for the All-Star Race at USA International with details to come on that. So stay tuned on Forklook Media Instagram. I'll probably post some updates here on Twitch as well. So thank you for being up here, Strayer. I really do appreciate it. Great job tonight.
Well, thank you. Hopefully I'm getting better each week. Next week, unfortunately, you'll be by yourself. I can maybe be up here for the pace laps, but unfortunately, I'll be on the track next week. I won't be able to join you, but I know next week is going to be some fun bumping and banging a short track all-star. Like, I think we have the highest prize money possible for like this the highest prize money per race next week. So everyone's going to be beating everything out of each other to try to get that money right away. And I'm excited. The pro drivers are back, and we get to have fun with everyone. Like, yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. So if you want to make sure you catch that, go ahead and tune in 2 weeks from now. And with that, we're going to head and get going. So thank you much for watching, and we'll see you next time.